Look at your TV right now. Whatever you're seeing on that screen, like those colors, that contrast, those motion details, that is not what your TV can actually do. What you're looking at is a throttled image, a deliberately limited version of the picture you paid for, and 3 companies made sure it stayed that way. Your $800 4K HDR television is showing you an image equivalent to a $300 TV from 2015. The hardware is there, the pixels are there, the processing power is there, but 5 settings are working against you simultaneously, and not one of them was explained to you the day you bought it or any day since. Samsung has known about this since 2018. Netflix has profited from it for years, and tonight, after this video, you're going to watch your next movie in a quality you have genuinely never seen on your own television. 5 minutes, $0. But first, you need to understand exactly what's been taken from you, because that's the part that should make you angry. Every smart TV sold in the United States since 2018 is a 4K HDR television. 3,840 by 2,000 high dynamic range, pixel, wide color gamut. The box says it, the spec sheet says it. The salesman at Best Buy said it. The average American family pays between $400 and $1,500 for that technology. They bring it home, plug it in, connect Netflix, and think they're watching 4K. They're not. The majority of 4K TV owners in America have never seen real 4K on their own television. They're watching a quality that barely exceeds 1080p, the standard from over a decade ago. And they don't know it because they've never had the comparison. They think 4K doesn't look that different. They think HDR is just marketing. They think the upgrade from their old TV was underwhelming. None of that is true. They've just never seen what they actually paid for. And here's the part most people get wrong. It's not one problem. It's 3 problems stacked on top of each other. Layer 1, the TV itself comes from the factory with critical settings turned off. Layer 2, Netflix, YouTube, and Amazon Prime throttle your streaming quality by default. Layer 3, the HDMI cable connecting your devices might be choking the signal before it even reaches the screen. 3 layers. 3 companies profiting, 0 transparency. Let's put a number on this. You paid $800 for a television. Roughly 60% of that price, about $480, is the premium you paid for 4K HDR capability over a basic 1080p set. Without the correct settings, you're accessing maybe 40 to 50% of that capability. That's $240 to $290 in picture quality sitting inside your TV right now, fully paid for, completely unused. Not because you don't want it, because Samsung decided you shouldn't have it by default. And it gets worse. Samsung, LG, and Sony ship every single television with a setting called HDMI UHD Color turned off. Samsung calls it HDMI UHD Color. LG calls it HDMI Ultra HD Deep Color. Sony calls it Enhanced Format. Different names, same function, same decision. This setting controls whether your HDMI ports accept a full 4K HDR 10-bit signal, the complete picture with billions of colors, true contrast, and real dynamic range. When it's off, and it is off, on every port, on every TV, out of every box, the television limits every HDMI source to 8-bit processing without real HDR. Your PlayStation 5, your Apple TV, your 4K Blu-ray player, your streaming stick, every single device gets its signal cut before it reaches your screen. Why would Samsung do this? Their official explanation is compatibility. Some HDMI devices from 2014 and 2015 might flicker or lose signal with the enhanced mode active. That sounds reasonable for about 3 seconds. Then you realize what they actually did. They disabled the full picture quality for 100% of their customers to avoid potential issues with maybe 5% of devices from a decade ago. The engineering solution would be automatic detection. Turn on enhanced mode by default and downgrade only when an incompatible device is connected. Instead, they turned it off for everyone, permanently. Because every customer who calls Samsung support costs them between $15 and $30 per call. A customer who never sees their full picture quality and never complains costs nothing. Samsung didn't optimize for your experience. Samsung optimized for fewer phone calls. And then there's Netflix. You're paying $22.99 per month for the premium plan, 4 screens, 4K, HDR, Dolby Vision. That's what it says on your billing statement. But Netflix does not send you 4K by default. The streaming quality setting is set to auto, and auto does not mean best quality. Auto means Netflix decides what almost always decides in favor of lower bandwidth. Even if your internet connection delivers 100 megabits per second, more than 4 times what 4K requires, Netflix will frequently send you 1080p instead. Why? Because every gigabyte Netflix doesn't send saves them money. Server costs, bandwidth costs, content delivery network fees. Across 260 million subscribers worldwide, Even a small reduction in average bitrate per stream saves hundreds of millions of dollars per year. You're paying for 4K. Netflix is sending you 1080p. And the only way to fix it is a setting buried in your account profile on a website, not even in the TV app. And here's the detail that matters. Many consumers are on the standard plan, $15.49 a month, and believe they're getting 4K because their TV is 4K. The TV being 4K does not mean the content arrives in 4K. The standard plan caps at 1080p. Period. The TV cannot up. The consumer electronics industry generates over $500 billion globally every year. Television manufacturers release new models annually. Every feature they lock behind a setting you don't know about is a feature that could have sold you the next model. If your current TV suddenly looked twice as good, why would you buy a new one? The hidden settings aren't a bug, they're a business model. Before I show you how to unlock all 5 of these settings, step by step, brand by brand, in the next 5 minutes, so you can watch Netflix tonight the way it was actually meant to look, everything I've covered across this channel is now compiled in one place. Every hidden setting, every manufacturer trick, every dollar you're leaving on the table. It's called the Home Tech Guide. Link in the description, but stay here. Because what comes next is the part that changes everything. The moment you see your own TV do something you didn't know it could do. Now, whether you bought your TV last month or 4 years ago, whether it's a Samsung, an LG, a Sony, a TCL, or a Hisense, this next part is for you. You don't need a new television. You don't need a technician. You don't need to buy anything. You need your remote control in 5 minutes. Grab your remote right now. I'm going to walk you through every setting. Secret mode number 1, HDMI UHD Color. This is the single most impactful change you'll make today. On Samsung, go to Settings, then General, then External Device Manager, then HDMI UHD Color. You'll see a list of every HDMI port on your television. Each one shows off. Turn each one to on, every single port. On LG, go to Settings, then Picture, then Additional Settings, then HDMI, Ultra HD Deep Color, turn it on. On Sony, go to Settings, then Channels and Inputs, then External Inputs, then HDMI Signal Format, select Enhanced Format for each port. From this moment, your TV accepts the full 4K HDR 10-bit signal through every HDMI connection. What you were seeing before was an 8-bit signal with compressed color and no real dynamic range. What you'll see now is the complete picture. Billions of colors instead of millions, true blacks, real highlights, and contrast that makes the image look three-dimensional. The difference is like taking off a pair of dark sunglasses you forgot you were wearing. Colors explode, depth appears. The TV you thought was good suddenly looks incredible. Secret mode number 2, Filmmaker mode. Since 2020, Samsung, LG, and Sony have included Filmmaker mode in every smart TV they sell. It disables all artificial image processing at once. Motion smoothing, automatic brightness adjustment, excessive noise reduction, dynamic contrast. It shows the content exactly as the director filmed it, and it is off by default. Instead, your TV runs in standard or dynamic mode. These modes add motion smoothing. Samsung calls it Auto Motion Plus. LG calls it True Motion. It generates artificial frames between the real frames. The result is the infamous soap opera effect. A $200 million Hollywood film shot at 24 frames per second suddenly looks like it was recorded on a phone camera. Every pan looks slippery, every scene looks cheap, and Samsung ships every TV with it on. Turn it off. On Samsung, go to Settings, then Picture, then Expert Settings, then Auto Motion Plus, and set it to off, or simply select Filmmaker mode from the Picture mode menu. One click. Tonight, when you start your next movie, you'll see cinema on your screen for the first time. Secret mode number 3, Local Dimming. Every LED and QLED television divides its backlight into zones. Local dimming controls these zones independently, darkening the zones. This setting is frequently configured to low or standard out of the box. Change it to high. On Samsung, go to Settings, then Picture, then Expert Settings, then Local Dimming, then High. The difference between low and high is the difference between a $500 TV and a $1,500 TV in perceived image quality, and it's one setting. Secret mode number 4, Netflix streaming quality. Open Netflix, not on your TV, on your phone or computer. Go to netflix.com, then Account, then Your Profile, then Playback Settings, then Data Usage per Screen. Change it from Auto to High. That's it. From this moment, Netflix sends you the highest quality stream available for your plan and your connection speed. If you're on the premium plan and your internet delivers at least 25 megabits per second, and most American households with cable or fiber do, you'll receive real 4K HDR. But check your plan first. Go to Account, then Plan Details. If you see Standard, you're capped at 1080p. It doesn't matter that your TV is 4K. Netflix won't send more than your plan allows. You'll need premium for 4K streaming, YouTube. The app on smart TVs frequently defaults to 1080p, even on 4K televisions. During playback, tap the settings gear, then quality, then select 2160p manually. Not every video is in 4K. Check if 2160p appears in the list. Amazon Prime Video, same situation. Go to settings, then stream and download, then streaming quality, then best. Secret mode number 5, your HDMI cable. To transmit a real 4K HDR signal, you need at minimum an HDMI 2.0 cable rated for 18 gigabits per second. For 4K at 120 Hz, HDMI 2.1 at 48 gigabits. Many households still use an old HDMI 1.4 cable that does not support 4K HDR. Your $800 television, your PS5, your premium Netflix. Everything choked to 1080p by a $3 cable. Playing 4K content, the cable is the bottleneck. A certified HDMI 2.1 cable costs between $8 and $12 on Amazon. Certification matters, price does not. A viewer in Florida documented this entire process on a 2022 Samsung QLED purchased for $749. Before changes, HDMI UHD Color off, standard picture mode with motion smoothing active, local dimming on low, Netflix on auto, HDMI 1.4 cable from an old cable box. After activating all 5 settings and replacing the cable for $10, he described the difference as seeing his TV for the first time. His words, "I thought my TV was fine. I had no idea it could look like this. 3 years of watching a limited picture." His total investment, $10 in 5 minutes. A second viewer in Michigan ran the same changes on an LG C2 OLED. She had been considering upgrading to the newer C4 model for $1,300 because she felt the picture quality had plateaued. After enabling HDMI Ultra HD Deep Color and switching to Filmmaker mode, she canceled the purchase. The TV she already owned delivered the image she was looking for. $1,300 saved by changing 2 settings. The picture quality was never limited by the hardware. It was limited by decisions made in a boardroom. Decisions to ship televisions at half capacity, to bury settings behind menus nobody reads, and to let customers believe the underwhelming picture they see is the best their TV can do. Samsung knows this, Netflix knows this, and both profit every day you don't change it. Tonight, when you sit down and press play, you'll see the difference. Real color, real contrast, real 4K, on the television you already own. Drop your TV brand, model, and purchase year in the comments. I want to see how many of you had these settings turned off, and if you've already made the changes, tell us what you see, before and after. Your experience helps someone watching this next week make the same 5-minute fix. Hit subscribe, because next week I'm going to show you what's hiding inside your router, a configuration page your internet provider locked the day they installed it, a speed setting they throttled